Okay, so this morning, first trade was an early one. The market it's just been going up and up and up, and so as I was looking at this, I'm looking at the ES going up, I'm looking at the NQ going up, and it's as you can see over here on the hourly, it's just been going up from that gap down at the beginning of yesterday or Sunday night, just been nonstop up. And the funny thing is, if you look over here at the YM, it's kind of lagging. It was lagging this morning, and so I was looking for a way for this for me to find a green candle to get in, so that if it caught up, I'd have a good shot at making something. So I got in a little early, not early relative to the setup, but normally I don't trade the first 15 minutes or so. And this one I got in at I think it was 6:35 Pacific. So let's look here. Yeah, so I used this as a wasn't really a green candle, but it was close. And I got in at 48,476. So I would have gone right to the top of this and right about that and said, okay, my supposition here is that this is going to try to catch up with what's going on over here with these other indexes. So let's let this play a little bit, and you can watch how this unfolds.
Bill.
There we are. So it's immediately filled, and now I'll just let it keep going for a little bit here, and you can see that it was a big strong move upwards, and with the let me zoom in on this now. With the YM, I have this automatically, once it's moved 100 handles in the right direction, I have it automatically move the stop up to even. So let's do this, and you can see that this is it's just going. And so what I often do, and actually in this case, what I often do is I put the stop right at the bottom of the preceding candle. It's interesting that this automatically trailed right up to the level of that preceding candle. And you'll see in a second, it stops me out right there. I was hoping it was going to go back further, obviously, but it ended up being right at the same level. I didn't even have to manually move it. It just automatically put itself there. And then I got stopped out. So that was a 75-point gain very quickly out of the gate on two contracts of the YM, which are worth 50 cents. Oh, this MYM, 50 cents per point. So this ended up being a 75-point gain times two contracts is a $75 gain right out of the gate. Now I stopped there. I stopped there because my game is reversals, and I didn't feel like this was ready to go short. I really got burned by shorts yesterday, so I didn't feel like I was doing that because it just all looks like up at the moment. So I I let this go a little bit. Now, what I was thinking about at the time was, how do I get back in again? Now, the problem is I'm not a continuation trader. This is something I probably need to add to my tool belt here, but I don't really do it well. And so, realistically, if I were a continuation trader, I guess I'd be looking for a green candle. I could argue that this was a pullback and I could get in here, but really what I want to see is 3 to 5 candles against before to establish a trend before I get in. Now, that said, if indeed I were a continuation trader, which I'm not, I might have put another buy in at the top of this green candle and said, okay, if it clears that candle, I'm in. Now I did not do that, but I'm going to do it here anyway, just for fun and see what happens on the replay. And let's let that go because it did indeed
Bill.
continue higher. So this I would have brought that up to, well, I probably would have left that right where it was, 100 handles of risk, and let's see what happens. I haven't actually looked at this yet. Okay, so it would have gone and at least broken even and locked in a few handles. Let's see what else. Now, interestingly, if I pause this again, oh well, maybe it stops me out. It'll stop me. Yeah, it stops me out. So I might have made a little bit more, but it wouldn't have been much. Now let's let this continue on for a second here. Let's just see, because this is another potential place where if I were a continuation trader, maybe I would buy in. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, we've got 1, 2, 3 candles uh, that are red candles. So if I'm looking for a green candle, that might have been, you know what? This might have been it right here. This might have been the green candle right here. So possibly I could have got in at whatever that was. And you know what? It would have stopped me out. It would have stopped me out. So I would have had a full loss of whatever there. Now again, here there might have been another opportunity if I had taken all of this as a trend against, and then I could have gotten in here. That probably would have worked. But again, this is all sort of under the umbrella of a continuation, and it's not really the thing that I have any experience with. So I wouldn't have been making those trades regardless. So interesting day. I only traded the very first one and took my $75. I'm happy to have it. So there we go.